we're grade 7. Today our math class will be about data gathering, analysis, and representation. We have talked before about the term survey, and we have actually made several surveys in the classroom. And it's defined as a research method using for collecting data from a predefined group of respondents to gain information and insights on various topics of interest. What's in a survey? We ask questions, of course, to gather data about preferences and opinions. For example, what's the size of your shoe? What's your favorite color? What do you think of a certain brand? Whatever we are investigating. Step number 1 is that we have to gather data. The question that we're going to ask has to be ready. Okay, so we have to know what exactly we're investigating, what exactly we want to know, and what exactly the aim of this questionnaire or investigation is about. The second thing is, what are the choices the respondents have? They have to be limited, because if you want to investigate something, you can't just leave it open. Question number 3 is, how are you going to gather data? In this case, we're going to use a questionnaire, which is asking one question, which is, what's your favorite ice cream flavor? Step number 2 is that we organize and represent data. We have different ways, whether we use tables or charts or tally, pictographs, whatever it is, we have 100 ways of representing data. And in this case, we're just going to take a few of them. So the first way of organizing and representing data is using a table. A table has rows and columns, and each column has a title, and then the data is aligned and represented itself. In this case, we have 2 columns. The title of the first one on the left is favorite ice cream flavor. And we have picked the flavors, and the respondents will pick one of them only as a favorite ice cream flavor. The flavors are the cotton candy, vanilla, blueberry. We have chocolate, lemon, and butterscotch. And the number of students are on the second column, which is the right column. It represents the number of respondents. And in this case, we have asked students, so the respondents are students. That's why the title is the number of students. For the cotton candy, we got 1. For the vanilla, we got 5. For the blueberry, we got 25. Chocolate, we got 4. Lemon, we got 10. And butterscotch, we got 55. And that's how a table is used to organize and represent data. The second way of doing that is using line graphs. At the top of the graph, you can see the title, which is favorite ice cream flavor. Then flavors are aligned at the bottom. And then on the left, we see the numerical scale in which we will plot each flavor depending on the numbers we got in the table. So the cotton candy was 1. The plot will be above the 0 line, but just above it, okay? And then we have vanilla plotted above between 0 and 10, just right in the middle, which is 5. Then we have the blueberry, which was 25. That comes between 20 and 30. And then we have chocolate, just below 5. Then the lemon, which is exactly 10. And finally, the flavor that got the most liking, which is the blue butterscotch, that's 55. After plotting the dots, we connect between them to make a line graph. We have another way of representing data using bar graphs. The same thing we did with plotting in the line graph, but this time we draw a bar that represents each number individually. Then we have the pie chart. We can see the flavors, the most preferred flavor, the least preferred flavor, and the ones in the middle, plus the percentage of each flavor to make it easier to understand the fraction way of representing. And then we have tally, and we have explained it before. Each vertical line represents 1, so 2 vertical lines represent 2, then 3, then 4, until we reach 5, which is not represented vertically. Instead, it's a cross line in the middle that makes a whole pack of 5 lines, so each pack represents 5. Then we have the pictographs that uses graphs or shapes to represent numbers, and there should be a key for the table that shows the value of each graph. And in this case, we use stars, and each star represents the number 5. And we can crop these shapes to represent numbers less than the key number. And in this case, each vertex is considered one part, which is 1. So when we look at the concave, we just use one part to represent number 1. And same thing applies to chocolate, which was 4. The reason why the star has 1 missing side. And for the rest, of course, for example, vanilla, 1 star is 5. Blueberry, we have 5 stars, that's 25. Lemon, 2 stars, that's 10. Butterscotch, 11 stars, that's 55. This lesson actually needs to be continued. We're gonna elaborate. See ya in the next video.